Hi, how's it going? My cat is on my lap right now. Hi, Henny. I wish you could see her right now. She's just below the camera. Well, what are you doing? She's acting like she's digging a hole in this couch. Well, just sit down, please. Just sit. It's fine. You can just sit. You don't have to dig, okay? I wanted to talk about an experience I had last night that I'm just trying to like decode what actually happened in my mind right now. And hopefully recording this episode helps me understand it better. And I also feel like there might be a lesson or two hidden in there for you guys too. So last night, Lauren and I went to the Tove Lo concert. Lauren's friend does the lights for Tove Lo, so we were able to get free tickets. And it was like very last minute. He texted Lauren like the day before being like, yo, do you want to get on the list for Tove Lo? And we're like, absolutely fucking yes. I fucking love her. Especially her last album. That has been like the Dirt Femme album has been my fucking soundtrack of my life lately. And anyway, so I was really excited to go yesterday. We were getting ready. I was feeling confident. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear this little crochet top that is kind of like a bra. It's a rainbow bra. And yeah, I was feeling confident. I was feeling hot. And so we meet up with Lauren's friend beforehand and I was feeling good. And then we smoked a little bit of weed before going into the venue, and we go into the venue, we see Lauren's friend again, and then we go up to the VIP section. While we were in line to get some waters at the bar, something shifted in my energy. Like I was really excited, obviously, about the concert. But when we were in line for some reason, I think I remember Lauren being like, "You're so confident for wearing that top." And I was like, "Yeah, I feel good." But I was also at the same time being aware of like all the men around me at the time. And without going into too much detail, I have a lot of like trauma with men, like concerning my body. So I suddenly became aware of the fact that I was wearing, you know, a revealing top and there were men around me. And I've actually been dressing very conservative, if you will, for the past like 2-3 years, just because I've had enough of like feeling vulnerable kind of thing. And lately I've been healing and working on myself, and I've been feeling a lot more confident with my body and feeling like I can, you know, show my body a little bit more. We go up to the VIP section. The weed is starting to hit. We only took like 2 puffs, but like I was coughing so much. So when you cough more, you get higher. And we were watching Tove Lo's first song and second song. And I was like, I started to feel this like closed down energy in my body, closed off kind of thing. And I wasn't enjoying myself. And I was really anxious and feeling unsafe in that environment. Even though nothing necessarily happened in the venue or like at the concert, my brain was like interpreting it to be an unsafe scenario. Another fact about me is that I get really anxious in crowds of people in general. So that could have also been a thing. Especially, you know, throughout COVID, Lauren and I didn't do any going out at all. Even honestly, like in the past year, we've started to go out a little bit more, but never in like super crowded places just because I don't feel comfortable. And every time we've done that, not every time, but a few times I've put myself in a situation with a lot of people and like lots of stimulation, I've had panic attacks. I've talked to my therapist about this and she was just like, if you're not ready for those environments yet, don't force yourself to be in them. So I wasn't forcing myself to be in them. But since I've been working on my mental health a lot lately, I was like pretty confident that I was going to feel okay at this concert. Yeah, it started to get really bad because I, was very aware of all the people around me, and I was looking at all the people around me, looking behind my shoulder, feeling like I was just feeling very unsafe and vulnerable. And the thing with this was that I couldn't control it and I couldn't stop the feeling that was overcoming me. Overcoming me? I was being overcome by this feeling and I couldn't stop it. And that's what made this whole experience even worse, because usually I can like say some mantras to myself like, I am safe, I am safe, I am protected. But I was so high that I almost like had less control of that. Like I said in previous episodes, cannabis can be a tool. It can be used for good, it can be used for bad. It is kind of just an amplifier of like whatever you're feeling. So in the past, I've used it to help my healing process and to help bring my darkness to light so I can deal with it. And this is what I feel like weed does for me. But last night I just smoked some just to have fun, but it really backlashed on me. Like it didn't work in my favor last night because I wasn't able to be aware enough to talk myself through this like almost like a blanket of darkness that just like washed over me at the concert. It was kind of fucked up because I was dissociating. Like I was watching Tove Lo, but I wasn't actually watching Tove Lo. Do you know what I mean? Like my eyes were looking at Tove Lo, but I wasn't immersed in, like I wasn't present. And it's almost like, yeah, I went like numb because of the anxiety and because of like all the stimulation. And it really sucked. Like it was a really, really shitty feeling. I ended up feeling a bit better after the concert because we started walking down the street and I was out of that crowded atmosphere and I had my coat on and I was feeling better. And I remember during the concert, I wanted to go and get my coat, but we couldn't get our coats for some reason, because I wanted to cover myself up to feel safer. So anyways, I did end up feeling a bit better after the concert and I feel a lot better today, but I'm kind of lately I've been practicing a lot of self-awareness and being, catching like the patterns that my mind goes in and, certain trauma responses that I go through at certain points and just being aware of them because I know that I've experienced this feeling before, but I wasn't self-aware enough to catch it and name it and be like, "Oh, this is what this is." What I think happened was, have you heard of, why am I asking you a question you can't even answer? So there's this thing that I learned about in The Power of Now. It's a book that I just read by Eckhart Tolle, and it's called The Pain Body. And basically what the pain body is it's almost like your field of energy that carries trauma and stress from your whole entire life and possibly even past lives if you believe in that. So it's basically where your emotional hurt comes from. And it sort of like surrounds you at all times, but it can get triggered in certain situations. And sometimes it can take over you without you noticing, and then you're not present anymore. And I'm pretty sure this is what happened last night because all of these little triggers, even though, in my head, they're so small, they're not small to my pain body because of what I've been through in my life and in my childhood. Those certain things are big triggers for me. And last night I got so pissed off at myself, and I felt really guilty that, maybe I made Lauren have not as good of a time because I wasn't having a good time, and I was like blaming myself for experiencing that and for like, it affecting Lauren, and just being like, this was like, I was going to see one of my favorite artists and I fucking ruined it. That's how I felt. Like I ruined this perfect, amazing opportunity that was supposed to be a great night because of something that I couldn't control. I have a thing with control. I have always felt the need to be really, really in control. And if I'm not in control, it freaks me out. So I think it also freaked me out that I couldn't stop that from happening to me. But what I've learned is that when the pain body gets triggered, it will take you over if you're not present enough to catch it and name it and then say, thank you, but I don't need this response right now. I am safe. And like I said, I was getting really mad at myself, and I was getting mad at my pain body and my ego for like, jumping in. But then I realized they're defense mechanisms. They were designed to keep me safe because of certain things I've been through in my life. And it was just doing what it knew how to do to protect me. I started to see ego and pain in a different way. Remember in episode 1, if you watched it or listened to it, how I said that there's like a devil on your shoulder and an angel on your shoulder, and they're both inside your head, and you kind of have two opinions going off at once. One of them is like your intuition, and one of them is your ego. Your ego is your fear-based belief system, and your intuition is like your higher self, your higher point of view. And so I actually take back naming my ego a devil, because I've realized that it is not here to hurt me. It's genuinely trying to keep me safe, but it can hinder me in a lot of scenarios, like this scenario where rationally I was safe. I was with my partner. We were, in the VIP section. There weren't a ton of people up there. I was safe, but I didn't feel safe according to the pain body or the ego. So this morning when I woke up, I was looking at it in a little bit of a different perspective, and I actually thanked my pain body and my ego for jumping in and trying to protect me, because that's what it knew how to do. And going forward, I want to join forces with my ego and not push it away and call it evil, because that's creating more resistance and more strife in your mind and in your body and in your emotional energy field. That's creating more fight energy. But changing it to gratitude and forgiveness, it really changes the energy. You're dissolving the pain and the hurt and the darkness with love. And I think that is how I'm going to move forward in these situations and learn from them and realize that every quote unquote negative experience has a potential for learning and growing. So even though I really wanted to, and I did, get mad at myself for how my body reacted in that way and how I wasn't able to enjoy the concert as much, it made me feel so much worse. And instead, like today, I flipped my perspective and was like, you know what? It was just trying to protect me. It was just trying to keep me safe. Thank you, but no thank you. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, thank you, but I don't need you kind of thing. So every time like an ego thought comes up or something like that happens and I'm not high out of my mind, I have been practicing saying thank you, like speaking in your head to your ego, being like, thank you, ego. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I will take it from here. Instead of being like, fuck you, ego, get out of here. You're ruining my fucking life, which I have done before. But the gratitude and forgiveness angle feels better to me, feels better in my body. I'm moving on from this situation. I'm trying to find the lessons in what happened last night and not blaming myself because, like I said, it was my body's defense mechanism. My body was just doing what it was trained to do all my life, and which in many scenarios throughout my life, it actually did help me. It was serving me, but it's not serving me anymore because I've gotten to a point of self-awareness where I have really good connection with my intuition now, so I can feel out the vibe of, is this safe? And this also kind of goes into inner child work. Next time I'm in a situation like this, I am going to comfort my inner child that feels unsafe. And I'm going to say to myself, you are safe and nothing's going to hurt you. And I am your protector, so don't worry. Healing is not linear. Healing does not mean that it's going to go up, 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 up. Maybe you're going to plateau. Maybe you're going to go down again. And that's normal. Sometimes we can get hard on ourselves when we've been working so much on our mental health, and then we have a panic attack or a breakdown or another mental health struggle because we're like, I've been working so hard on this so that this doesn't happen. So why the fuck is this happening? And I think I was like doing that to myself. But this morning, as I was like doing my yoga and my meditation, I was like, this is just a learning experience and I am still on the right track, but it's okay that that happened last night. It's okay that my pain body took over and decided, nope, Kira, we are not having a fun time right now. We are going to stay closed off. We are going to stay like in this really like collapsed state to keep you safe, quote unquote. So, takeaways. Healing is not linear. Instead of condemning my ego and my pain body, I am going to try and practice thanking and forgiving it. And third, I think that plant medicines such as cannabis need to be used and respected intentionally. And like I said in previous episodes, cannabis has helped me a lot on my healing journey. But I think that it can help you if you have that intention behind it. But it depends on your intention and if you even have an intention before smoking or before ingesting it. And obviously, you know, some people just do it recreationally for fun, and that's cool too. But these are substances from the earth, from Mother Nature, that I truly believe are for our betterment. And I think that they teach us a lot of lessons, but I think that we have to have a level of respect for them. But then again, I'm grateful that it happened because I learned something from it. So I don't know, just another like thing to ponder, another thing that I've been pondering. Last night, I also blamed myself for not doing enough self-care that day, and that's what created that situation, but I really don't think so. I don't want to fucking blame myself anymore. It is normal. It happens. I fucking forgive myself. I fucking thank myself for, you know, protecting me in that situation and moving forward. Presence can heal that. I think being the most present and most self-aware can prevent those things from happening. I don't know if I've recommended you this book, but The Power of Now has really taught me a lot about presence and being in the moment and how healing it can be. Well, I think that's all I want to say today. Thank you for listening to me rant and get all my thoughts out. I hope that you got some takeaways from this episode and it wasn't just me ranting about my concert last night. I think that a lot of experiences that I have are also universal, and a lot of experiences you have are universal because we're all connected. So, wow, Willow is coming out to play. Hey, honey, come here. Come here. Okay. Well, that is it. That is it. That is all. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Love you.